Hey parents, Tyler here, and welcome back to At Home Videos. Remember, these are designed to help you, the parent, continue the conversation at home. And so we are so excited about tonight. We're starting a brand new series called Dissonance. Now, the kind of working definition about this word dissonance that we're going to be using throughout this series is simply this, is that dissonance is when two things that shouldn't go together, go together. When two things that shouldn't go together, go together. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And basically the idea is that when it comes to our life, we can really live one or two ways. We can either live the way of the world, we can live the way that culture tells us to live, or we can live the way that God has designed us to live. But we can't do both because that creates a dissonance, because God and the world are opposed to each other. They are against each other, the way that we're called to live. And so we see that in Romans chapter 8, where Paul talks about how we cannot live in the flesh and please God at the same time. It just doesn't happen. And so what we're going to do is for the next 5 weeks, we're going to be walking through the Sermon on the Mount. It is this part of Jesus' teaching from Matthew 5 to Matthew 7. And Jesus really lays out, what does it really mean to live as a follower of him? What does it mean to live as a Christ follower? And so we're going to be walking through that. We're going to start today with looking at Matthew chapter 5. And this is part of, I just want to read this to us right here. It says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet." He goes on, "You are the light of the world, a city set upon a hill that cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but put it on a stand, and it gives light for the whole house. In the same way, your light should shine before others so that they can see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." Now that's what we're talking about. What is it like for us to be people of influence, people of salt, to preserve the world? What is it like for us to be light, to push back the darkness? And really the practical next step for tonight is really to next week, because next week is one night. One night is a night specifically designed to go after the one. We talk about that often, to go after the one. And so the practical thing that you can do this week to continue the conversation is simply ask your student this one question: who is your one? Who is your one? Who needs help preserving? Who do you need to be salt for? Who can you preserve in the world? Or who needs light in their dark world right now? Who is your one? Ask that simple question and then be willing to bring them next week. All right, we're so excited. We'll see y'all